Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jay here, your fill-in baby beaver for Mondays. Unfortunately, Jackie couldn't do a video this week, but I'll do my best to fill her place. So the topics this week are how do you make your boyfriend or girlfriend, flirting techniques, and gay comebacks. Now, I'm assuming that when you mean gay comebacks, you mean as if how you go about someone paying you out about being gay, and how to retaliate, I suppose. So I met my girlfriend in year 5 and she was in year 6 at a local school, I suppose, and we didn't really talk much, and then we kind of didn't really talk at all in year 5 or year 6. I think we met once, and that was ages ago, so you can't really so the proper time that I ever truly hung out with her was when I've moved up to year 7. So at my old school, how it worked was you'd have the junior school, which went from reception to 6, and then the middle school 7 to 9, and then the senior school 10 to 12. So when she moved up to year 7, I didn't see her, and then I moved into year 7 and she was in year 8. And we signed up to play volleyball. And she got put in my team, so that was the first proper time that we ever really met, I suppose, and hung out. And we're kind of friends from year 7 to year 9, and then I moved schools after year 9, and that entire time we were just friends. I think we were too young to really realise anything. Then after I moved to my current school, I kind of didn't talk for a year, and then at the end of year 10 we started talking again, and I was like, no, stay there, Rosie, don't jump up there, go away, sorry. I asked her at the end of year 10, I was like, Rosie, move down. I kind of asked her at the end of year 10, I was like, well, do you like girls? And then everything kind of grew from there. We started talking more, and then I finally got around to asking her out, and since we've been together for 4 and a bit months. So yeah, we're good. As to go about flirting techniques, I'm not entirely sure, I don't know, I find hitting on, obviously at the moment I'm kind of don't need to hit on anyone, but flirting techniques. For this, I really think that you need to consider how you'd like to be treated and how you'd like someone to approach you, because most often, most girls, I think, like to be treated in the same way. They want respect, you know. We hate it when people are too pushy, and if they obviously come up with really slaggy, disgusting comments, that's just not okay. So I think you really need to be careful with, if you want to flirt with someone, how you'd like someone to flirt with you, and just, I don't know, just go with it. Obviously you're not gonna strip her down or whatever. I don't have any suggestions for flirting techniques. I don't know. If you feel uncomfortable talking to the person in person, then text, I guess, and just be a bit flirty that way, until you know whether or not they're cool with it or whatever, and then talk to them in person. Flirting techniques. Just go with what you think is right, and make sure the person's comfortable with it, because otherwise they're probably gonna slap you. And just don't do something that you wouldn't be comfortable with. Just think about how you'd like to be treated. And I guess flirt respectfully. Be respectful, that's all. And gay comebacks. Now, I don't think that retaliating in a violent way to homophobia is a good thing. A lot of bullies, they react to your reaction and they get off on it. They love it when you return like comments, you know, if they're cyberbullying you, they love it if you reply. Just, if you give them incentive, they will attack you even more. So I think the best thing to do, if you have any evidence that they have been bullying you, you need to see, if you're in school or college, you need to see a teacher. I mean, I hope that people weren't doing that in college or university, but if you're in high school, then print it out, go and see a teacher or a principal and make sure that the person is stopped, because it's not okay. If you don't have any evidence, maybe try and film an incident, like just assume that something's probably going to happen, like if, you know, I don't know, you get paid out every day or whatever, or, you know, if there's like a repetitiveness, find a day when you can film it or record it, and you need to see a teacher or a principal as soon as you can, because if you don't, it's not going to stop. They're not going to stop on their own. If you can't do that, you need to ignore them, because they do, bullies and people who just love to insult other people because they're different from what they are, love it when you retaliate to them. So don't give them what they want. Ignore them. If you can ignore them, ignore them. I don't want to sound like a hypocrite, but it's just best to ignore them. Sometimes it gets to the extent that you can't ignore them, and if that's the case, then you really need to find, if it's just verbally, then you really have to ignore it, because you know that you're better than them. If it's physical harassment and teachers or principal or your principal isn't doing anything, then try to find a group of friends who can help you, who can be with you, so that if anything is going to happen, they can stand up for you and stop it. I have retaliated in a bad way to people bullying before. I hate bullies more than anything. I think that harassing someone just because they're different to you is the stupidest thing that you could do, and it pisses me off something chronic when bullies do what they do, you know. But just try your best to ignore them. Don't retaliate with violence, because that won't get you anywhere. And if you do ignore it and you don't retaliate, the person will stop doing it because you're not reacting to anything they're saying. And once they've stopped, then you have nothing to worry about. I hope that that's all good and that you're not being bullied, because that would be really bad. Sorry about the flirting techniques thing. I just really don't know what to say about that matter. You know, I think it's just like a personal thing and what you think is right with another person. So that's your Monday. Have a good week. See you guys.